It's kind of dark. I'm up here in the mountains, Washington. So here's the woods right there. It's getting dark out, so you probably can't see very well. What's going on, everybody? You got the Raging Rob here. Did some research on this Stephen Paddock. He was the alleged shooter of the Las Vegas massacre. Been doing some research ever since this massacre happened. There's a lot of questions that's being unanswered. It just does not make sense. Why would a white man, no criminal record whatsoever, no mental history, no history being in trouble with the law, had a nice life, 2 airplanes, rich, had a nice house, Philippine girlfriend, doesn't matter what race his girlfriend was, all of a sudden go on a psycho rampage spree and kill 50 to 60 people, injure over 500 randomly, just out of the blue. Does that not make any sense to you? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I dig deeper. Cover-ups, conspiracies, maybe there's Illuminati involvement. There's rumors of Hillary Clinton involved because she wanted to bring up the debate of gun control. So I did some research. I found out something that's gonna blow your fucking mind. And this is the biggest piece of evidence and probably the biggest theory that I got. Or hypothesis is probably true. And this is what I came up with after doing mass research on it. I'm on this little road out here, up here in Washington. So anyway, I did some research on it, and it does kind of make sense. Stephen Paddock was undercover FBI. He was FBI. I'm going to explain. Stephen Paddock was investigating arms transfers between terrorist organizations, drug cartels. Fast and Furious is one of the programs he was assigned to. Well, I guess I can't go here. Dead end, no trespassing. Okay. Guess I gotta turn around. I don't wanna get... But anyway, Stephen Paddock was undercover FBI. He was investigating illegal arms transfers. That explains the automatic weapons, because only the federal government can have access to that. Man, it is getting dark out here. Shit. That explains the automatic weapons. There was no special tools to make the trigger go faster. That's the theory that liberals came up with. But that explains the automatic weapons, that because only the people were questioning how the hell did he get those automatic weapons. There you go. He was FBI. Anyway, he didn't commit suicide. He didn't even carry out the massacre. He did not carry out the massacre. ISIS carried out the massacre. What happened was he was assigned to a transfer undercover. ISIS wanted to buy automatic weapons. ISIS wanted to buy a lot of weapons. So they did the transfer to the 32nd store floor of Mandalay Bay. Stephen Paddock was undercover for the FBI. He was doing the transfer to terrorist organization ISIS. The ISIS men came to the room. They met up with them. And what he thought was a routine transfer to try to tag illegal terrorist. Well, somehow the ISIS terrorists found out who he was. They murdered him right in the room. They took his weapons and they carried out the massacre. The FBI is covering it up because this is an embarrassment to the FBI, and they don't want to put out a panic that there's ISIS terrorists running loose in the streets of Las Vegas. 2 reasons why the FBI is covering this up. And they're trying to cover up their top secret investigations of the illegal weapon transfers between terrorists and the Fast and the Furious, which Stephen Paddock was assigned to. He was FBI. That explains the 2 aircraft he has. That he used the 2 aircraft to fly weapons between countries undetected. Because they didn't do that because he's undercover FBI. So it all makes sense now. Steve Paddock was FBI. Damn, it is getting dark up here. Shit. I feel like big time going out for a walk. Now, whether you believe this theory or not, but this is what I came up with when I did my research, and it seems like the most reasonable and truthful theory that could possibly be true based on the evidence that I see and based on the way things happen in Las Vegas. So ISIS did their attack. They found out who Stephen Paddock was. They killed him. He was undercover FBI. So that's what was going on. Shit. That also explains why he had so many guns. But the number of guns that were found in his room keeps changing. First it was 10, then it was 19. I mean, come on, 10 rifles? And that's why he went inside the casino undetected, because the federal government was involved. They were involved with the transfer. They were involved with the massacre. Things went haywire. Things went sour. And now the federal government's trying to cover it up, to cover up their own FBI agents. Because this was the undercover investigation. Still trying to cover up Fast and the Furious. Stephen Paddock was undercover FBI.